Hello, good evening, and welcome to the Virtual Racers Club. We're looking back on Tuesday evening's league racing with the GTMC, the Gran Turismo Manufacturing Championship. Our sim racers are asked to choose a manufacturer before the season starts, and then they represent that manufacturer in the Group 4 cars with 10 minutes of qualifying and 15-minute sprint race on the, I think, super soft tyres, and then they move on to a feature race in the Group 3 cars of the same manufacturer, and they've done that 8 times so far this season. So if you're only just picking up the rules now, where have you been? Come on, catch up. So here we are, we're with Lobby 1, and we're at round 9 at Nürburgring, so the penultimate round, and it is on, baby. So let me tell you, there's a lot to get through. I've got 3 different tables to read you. We've got the main table, the drop scores table, because after 2 rounds, 10 rounds championship, after 2 they drop their 2 lowest scoring rounds, just in case people can't make every race. So the championship in Lobby 1, we've got Little GP at the top. He's absolutely owning this season in the BMW. He's on 374 points. Liam Anfield, our reigning champion, in second place for Alfa Romeo, is on 311 points. Matt Psycho, third for BMW, on 306 points. In fourth, we have Racer Brown for Aston Martin on 282 points. IR Graham for Alfa Romeo on 264 points. In sixth, we have Homesick Alien for Mercedes on 245 points. Gasman for Lexus in 7th on 228 points. Stevie Styler for McLaren in 8th on 178 points. Guesty in 9th for Aston Martin with 177 points. Noxie in 10th for Lexus with 145 points. Kale for Corvette in 11th with 129 points. Daz in 12th, was that a Jaguar? I don't think I've seen him a couple of rounds. But Daz in 12th with 111 points. Alpha Nut in 13th for Toyota with 85 points. G. Richards in 14th for Ford with 76 points. Pace in 15th for Corvette with 53 points. And the Iron Doctor in 16th, he used to drive Corvette. He only did 2 rounds, I think. He's on 38 points. So that is before drop scores. Now I'll tell you with them. No, I'll tell you the manufacturers first. Let's break it up a bit. And you might have forgot that first table, and then the drop scores table will be the proper table. So, in our manufacturers for Lobby 1 of the GTMC, reigning high at the top of the table is BMW with 377 points. In second place is Alfa Romeo on 360 points, so all to play for still. 17 points in it with 2 rounds to go. Aston Martin in third with 300 points. Mercedes in fourth on 245 points. Lexus is in fifth with 232 points, so Lexus still can catch Mercedes. In sixth, we have McLaren on 178 points. Chevrolet in seventh on 158 points. Jaguar in 8th with 111 points, and 9th is Toyota on 85 points, and Ford in 10th with 76 points. Let's get back to the Drivers' Championship. After drop scores, their 2 lowest scores have been dropped, but if they score lower in the next 2 rounds, then them scores will be dropped and the other scores added. Hang on, my phone's not going sideways. Now it's gone sideways. There we go. So the table with drop scores implemented is Little GP still on top of the table, 291 points. Liam Anfield in second place with 253 points. IR Graham in third with 251 points. Matt Psycho fourth with 237 points. And Racer Brown in fifth on 237 points. There is still a hard fought battle there from second down to 5th place. Homesick Alien in 6th on 191 points. Gasman in 7th on 184 points. Stevie Styler 8th on 160 points. And Guesty in 9th on 153 points. Kale in 10th with 129 points. Noxie in 11th with 127 points. Daz in 12th with 107 points. Alpha Nut in 13th with 85 points. G Richards in 14th with 76 points. Pace in 15th with 53 points. Nine Doctor in 16th with 38 points. Right, that's enough table business. Let's have a look at the grid. They qualified for 10 minutes in the Group 4 cars. And this is how the grid looks for round 9 of the GTMC at Nürburgring GP. Let's spin the camera around. And there they are in their glory. So on pole, we have a Little's GP in his BMW. Second place, Kale returning after internet woes, grabbing second spot for his Chevrolet. In third, we have a Racer Brown in the Aston Martin. His teammate there backing him up in fourth place, Guesty. In fifth place, we see the first Alfa Romeo, IR Graham. And he's just ahead of sixth place, Matt Psycho, driving for BMW. In seventh spot, we have a Mercedes of Homesick Alien. And he's just ahead of Gazman in eighth for Lexus. Behind Gazman, his teammate, Noxie in ninth. And at the back of the field, our reigning champion, Liam Anfield, in his Alfa Romeo. So that's what the grid looks like. It's going to be a cracking sprint. So without much further ado, let us crack on. So we're looking at little GPs. No, we're not, because my weird controller is being weird again. We'll press play and we'll crack on. So, oh, come off it. Hang on, sorry guys. I'll put it down gently. So Lil GP on a pole position ahead of Kale. We're waiting to see what the action is going to be. And they're off. Kale looks like he's had quite a good start. Bit of a wheel spin. And Lil GP still leading. And he's cracked it. Lil GP into the first corner first. This first corner is deadly though. They're at top speeds. Matt Psycho from nowhere up into third place. It looks like a little bit of bedlam. Kale's coming back though. Kale went out wide, but he's still in second. With Guesty now up into third. Homesick in fourth. IR Graham is in fifth. Liam Anfield's moving up, but Liam Anfield looks like he's lost the car a little bit. Oh my words. They're all bunched up. It's been an epic start. I'm surprised we didn't see a red flag there with Matt Psycho coming in hot on the first corner. And we saw Liam Anfield spinning further down, well, sideways further down. And now it's a battle between Matt Psycho and Liam Anfield there. Noxie in ninth place and Racer Brown down in 10th for Aston Martin. So Little GP leading the way with Kale in second spot, and the Alien on home ground with the Merc. He's come up to third spot. Can the Merc live up to it? We know it's bad on its tyres. IR Graham in the Alpha up to fourth, with Guesty in the Aston Martin in fifth place. The Lexus looking good for sixth, ahead of Matt Psycho, who is still defending from Liam Anfield. Noxie in ninth. And Racer Brown just behind them in 10th place, and he's in a battle with Matt Psycho in this championship. In the chat we have Skyjacker saying morning, and we have Darren Salmon saying a morning. So Little GP leading them away on his super soft tyres in the Beamer. He's pulled a little space out between him and Kale. Kale showing off his new internet stream, and our Homesick Alien looks a little bunched up behind the Alien, but he's got it under control at the moment with IR Graham ready to pounce. And Guesty is on the back of IR Graham. He's looking up the inside, but he pulls his punches, and IR Graham stays in fourth, with Guesty now worrying about the Lexus behind him. And there they are, line astern. IR Graham trying to shake off Guesty's toe, and Gazman's still trying to maintain it. Gazman's going up the inside of the Aston Martin, but no, he gets on the brakes. And oh, it looks like Homesick Alien was out wide in that corner also. Little GP flying away from the Chevy. Kale, Homesick Alien sitting in third. IR Graham's got past Guesty. So when did that happen? Hey? Oh no, it's Guesty. Sorry. Ooh, did you see IR Graham fly over the curbs? No, IR Graham was already in front of Guesty. Sorry, I was getting myself a little bit confused there. IR Graham was up there at home 6, Jaxie, wasn't he? But now IR Graham's dropped back. And he's got Guesty, Gazman, and soon to be Matt Psycho. But there goes Liam Anfield. He looked like he was trying to make a move. Oh, and look at Matt Psycho's line through that corner. He goes out there wide. And Liam Anfield's trying to come back in. He's got the inside line, but he's not up the side of the BMW enough. A little bit of action further up the field. Looked like Guesty was running wide. And there we see the BMW and the Alfa side by side. Liam Anfield versus Matt Psycho. But Matt Psycho still prevails, still ahead. Joker's in the chat saying morning. Hello, Jokers. And oh no, Matt Psycho's gone out wide and Liam Anfield's grabbed it. Liam Anfield up the inside, and Matt Psycho in that BMW looked like he was suffering some major understeer in that corner. Racer Brown's got himself ahead of Noxie now. And Matt Psycho, he's got to regroup and come back at Liam Anfield. It looks like he's right on the tail of Liam Anfield. So far nothing changed in the field. Gazman in 6th, Guesty in 5th. And IR Graham's just grabbed 3rd off of Homesick Alien. There we go. Let's just knock it back a short while. And there you go. It looked like Homesick Alien had pulled a little bit out on these guys, but you got IR Graham managing to get up the inside of that Mercedes there, and the Mercedes jumping straight into the toe to maybe return the favour in the hairpin. But there you can see that power of the Aston Martin coming up upon both of them. Wow, I thought he was going to try and make a move on the pair of them, but he got out of it. And Homesick Alien 4th, Guesty now under threat from Gazman in his Lexus. The Lexus not setting the world on fire this season, season 4 of the GTMC. Sorry, I'm trying to find. He's got a podium in that Lexus, 3rd place on the 5th round. But other than that, there's not much he's been able to do in that Lexus, him and Noxie. And they're mighty fine drivers. I think they've been let down by the car. So Lil GP, he's still, they like a wide line here at Nürburgring. Graham a little bit tighter. Homesick Alien also out there. It looked like Guesty kept within the lines. Gazman a little bit over. There's Liam Anfield just ahead of Matt Psycho. These two battling has given Racer Brown the opportunity. Was there someone going off? Oh, Guesty having a bit of an off. That'll give Gazman an opportunity to come back at him. And you don't have to give Gazman half an opportunity. He'll be there. He's looking, but that Aston Martin is fast in a straight line. He's trying to go round the outside, and all the time he's doing this battling, and Liam Anfield has rocked up right to the bumper of that Lexus. Bang tidy, thank you. And Racer Brown is giving Matt Psycho something to think about, whilst Gazman on the tail of the Lexus right now. I mean, Gazman on the tail of the Guesty in the Aston Martin, and they both look like they're catching up the Alien. The Alien struggling with understeer. He went on the dirt a little bit there, just ahead. And IR Graham in 3rd has pulled away from the Mercedes, and now you can see in our side mirror, our wing mirror, Liam Anfield right. His presence is there, and it looks like Guesty catching up the Mercedes again to have another bite. Homesick Alien plonks the Merc right in the middle of the chicane. You can't overtake either side. And there's Guesty looking like he wants another nip at the Merc. Some crazy racing down here at the back of the field. Look at them all. So Lil's GP, he's got the fastest lap so far at 204.054. Kale's not dropped away though. Kale's keeping pace with Lil's GP in that Chevy. One small mistake from Lil's GP, and it's Kale's race. IR Graham in 3rd, Homesick Alien, Liam Anfield. Liam Anfield, where's he? Jumped a couple of them there. He must have done amazing first corner. Here they are they all come around that final corner together. Liam Anfield in behind all of them. They're coming down the start straight. Guesty opting not to grab a toe off the Alien. Liam Anfield getting the choice. Oh my word, it looked like Guesty mistimed his turn in onto the Alien. And Liam Anfield, it was kind of a gift for him. Happy days, he says, all day long. Let's have another look. Sorry, guys. Second replay from the exterior. But yeah, Guesty. Oh no, Guesty lost the car on the curb. Oh, that wasn't Guesty turning into the alien. He just lost the car on the curb. Give Homesick Alien a little tap. And let Liam through. Up into 5th for Liam Anfield right now. Gasman now in 6th ahead of Guesty. Racer Brown and Matt Psycho. They're battling it out. And Noxie has joined them. With all this fighting, beautiful stuff. Can't get enough. Look at them both out there wide. Noxie being a good fella, staying within the lines. And Matt Psycho, he's there side by side. He's got the inside line to Racer Brown. Racer Brown all the way around the outside. Cracking racing here from Racer Brown and Matt Psycho. Racer Brown gets himself up into 8th place there, ahead of Matt Psycho. Matt Psycho down into 9th spot. He's not used to being down there. Well, nor is Racer Brown really. And oh, what's going on up ahead here? Liam Anfield just ahead of Homesick Alien. Homesick Alien having a look up the inside of him for 4th. Gasman in 6th, having a look at the back of the Alien. And Guesty there in 7th, just behind these guys. Let's have a look from his point of view. It's beautiful. He's got himself past Gasman already in that Aston Martin. Gasman down into 7th. He's got to watch out because Racer Brown, Guesty's teammate, is coming upon him, and those Aston Martins look rather handy around here at the Nürburgring. It's crazy racing. Look at this, Gasman in 7th with Racer Brown there and Matt Psycho and Noxie. Beautiful stuff. I love it. All the way from 6th. Liam Anfield's pulled a little bit away from the Alien now. Alien into 5th. Guesty in 6th with Gasman 7th. Racer Brown right on his tail in 8th. Matt Psycho dropped a little bit back from that battle, and Noxie's right on Matt Psycho's tail. They'll all be trying to grab a toe down this straight. For the first corner, Liam Anfield's gone. He's booted it. And here we go. Whoa, Gasman on a move on Guesty. Guesty, sorry. Guesty staying in a position. And Gasman dropping down, and now he's got Racer Brown all up in his business. Noxie is ahead of Matt Psycho somewhere along the lines. Fantastic stuff from Noxie. Did he get into the first corner? Yeah, grabbing the toe off of Matt Psycho in the Beamer. Matt Psycho on those brakes. I think the Beamer's tyres are probably starting to go. And Noxie, he's off the road a little bit, but he's up the inside. They battle for a couple of corners, and Noxie claims the position. Great racing from Noxie and Matt Psycho there. Beautiful stuff on board with Noxie. Looking at that battle ahead of us. Look at this crazy stuff. Gasman really out wide. Oh, did Racer Brown give him a nudge? Racer Brown suddenly off the accelerator, and Noxie is up into 8th. Wow, looks like Racer Brown's dropping right to last place now. Whatever it was in Racer Brown's cockpit, it must be resolved now because he's racing. And Matt Psycho, Noxie moving up into 8th with Gasman in 7th. Guesty having a go at the Alien. He's coming from a long way back, but he's made it stick, but the Alien's back up the inside there. Great tin top racing there from Homesick Alien and Guesty. Liam Anfield trying to catch up his teammates in 3rd. Kale keeping track of Little's GP, leading the way. Little's GP at 204.992. Last time around, his front tyres are starting to look cooked. Kale, his tyres looking a lot prettier, but he did a 205.858 the last time around. We're 10 minutes into this 15-minute race. There is IR Graham at 204.2. He's closing in on Kale with Liam Anfield at 205.2. Trying to catch those guys up, and then we've got this rabble. Look at them all. We've got Guesty trying to make a move on the Alien, whilst Gasman's trying to make a move on Guesty, whilst Noxie there is trying to make a move on Gasman. Racer Brown, he's trying to make positions up as well, and Matt Psycho has dropped right to the back there in the BMW. But this racing is crazy there with Homesick Alien and leading them all around. Guesty there in a 6th place. Gasman in 7th. Noxie's in the toe of Gasman. Racer Brown's in the toe. Noxie having a look at his teammates. They best be careful, you can't hit your teammate, and there we go, he's up. Noxie's made the move. Gasman down into 8th place. Noxie up into 7th. He was the last person on the track not 2 minutes ago. Homesick Alien, he's struggling to keep Guesty behind. He's got that line. And Guesty's still in 6th. It's all shuffling behind. Noxie, Gasman in 7th. Oh, Racer Brown's off wide. He's scrambling to get back on the track. My lord, look at them all. And now look at Noxie's come alive. Noxie is absolutely beasting it out there. He's going to have a look at the inside of Guesty. He had a little dab of a panel there, I think. And Homesick Alien maintaining 5th place, ahead of Guesty in 6th. Noxie now in 7th. Gasman in 8th. Racer Brown in 9th. No, Racer Brown's moved up into 8th now, ahead of Gasman. Gasman's cooked his tyres. Oh, Gasman's cooked his tyres a lot more than his teammate Noxie. Racer Brown also looking quite well after his tyres. Guesty's tyres a little bit more cooked than Racer Brown's, but not as bad as and oh, Homesick Aliens is the worst of all of them. And Guesty's trying to have a look around the outside. Homesick Alien trying to be as defensive as he possibly can. He's got worn out tyres. Noxie has got Racer Brown having a look around the outside of him. It's going crazy. Gasman is trying to come back. He's on the bumper. Matt Psycho, he's totally lost touch with that little crowd. He did a 2:12 last time around. He must have had an off. There's Gasman then making a move on Racer Brown. Racer Brown is maintaining the inside line, and he's through. And Homesick Alien still in 5th place, with Guesty in 6th, trying to fight off Noxie. Noxie looking after his tyres early on in this race. Now he is absolutely on fire. Gasman there in 8th place, just fighting off the other Aston Martin. And here it looks like Guesty. We know Noxie loves to make a move into that first corner. He's gone for the outside line. He thinks his tyres can handle it. He's going to switch it around, get up the inside of Guesty. Guesty struggling with grip. He's coming across to defend. And Noxie's still there in 7th, but his car is a lot grippier, it seems, than the Aston Martin. And we've only got 2 more minutes left of racing. It's a lot to Guesty to ask for that Aston Martin. But he's caught up with the Alien. The Alien really struggling with grip now. The Alien's tyres are cooked. They're absolutely gone. He's dancing on ice out there with that Mercedes. The further up, how are these guys doing? Little GP still leading this race. And they're there. Whoa, IR Graham's caught up the Chevy. The Chevy looks like it's catching up the Beamer. So the top 3 all at it now. Liam Anfield a little bit further away from them. The Alien still trying to defend from Guesty, but Guesty's there. Guesty's got the inside line. He's later on the brakes. Guesty up into 5th place. Alien down into 6th. And he's got Noxie now on brilliant tyres. But no, Guesty made a bit of a hash of it. Guesty out wide. And they're side by side coming up the straight. With Noxie in close quarters. Looks like Alien was out wide there in the chicane. But Guesty there up into 5th place. The Noxie up into 6th. Noxie slyly getting past the Alien there. Up into 6th spot for Noxie. Guesty in 5th, Noxie in 6th, Alien in 7th, Racer Brown there. He's come through up into 8th. He's trying to have a look at the Alien. The Alien absolutely wounded on those tyres. There's nothing he can do. He's got no grip left. And Kale's there defending from IR Graham. There's 30 seconds left of this race. Little GP, can he maintain that lead for one more lap against the Chevy and the Alpha? They're flying. Little GP at 205.7 last time around. Kale with a 205.1. IR Graham with a 204.4. There is nothing in it between the top 3 here. The other cars are going to be finishing. Look at them all coming down the line. Guesty 5th, Noxie in 6th, Homesick Alien 7th. Have they crossed the line? Have they still got time? No, they've all got through. They've all got to go around another lap. This is fantastic stuff. So Little GP clinging on. Oh no, he's pulled away a little bit. Now Kale's got his hands filled with IR Graham's Alpha, and IR Graham is ready to make the move there with Liam Anfield in 4th. Guesty still leading them guys with Noxie ahead of Homesick. Is it Homesick or is it Gasman? Gasman making it up into 7th spot now. Gasman, but he's gone out wide. Homesick Alien still on the track, but I think Gasman's maintained that 7th spot ahead of the Mercedes of Homesick Alien with Racer Brown in 9th. Matt Psycho's managed to come back at these guys. Holy schmoly. So yes, Little GP looks like he's pulled away, but Kale having to defend in this last lap from IR Graham for that final podium position. Liam Anfield trying to catch him up. Guesty, he's pulled away from that little clan, and it looks like Noxie has managed to as well. Gasman still in amongst it with Homesick Alien. Racer Brown up the inside of Homesick Alien. Can Racer Brown grape a position here in the final lap? Lil's GP is just coming up now to... No, he's not coming up across the line. Sorry, guys. Getting ahead of himself. So Homesick Alien. Oh, no. Oh, no. Racer Brown's dropped off. We saw Racer Brown was fighting Homesick Alien, and Matt Psycho has managed to sling one up there. And Matt Psycho now in 9th, and Racer Brown in the last position. Oh my word, Lobby 1 is absolutely stonking. It is tight as you like. The leaders are just coming up to the final corner. In Liam Anfield, there is Guesty still ahead of Noxie. Gasman in 7th, home scaling down into 8th, but can he hold on to it with Matt Psycho in 9th and Racer Brown in 1st. Lil GP is just coming onto the final straight there, only just ahead of Kale. Lil GP crosses the line in 1st place, Kale 2nd, IR Graham in 3rd spot. Liam Anfield coming across now to take a 4th. Guesty, brilliant race from Guesty there, coming through to grab 5th place for Aston Martin. Wow, what an humdinger this race has been. And there you see all of them coming through. So 6th for Noxie, 7th, hang on, pause that. Oh no, I was too late. I didn't quite see everyone's positions. Sorry guys. Man alive, that was too quick. Hoo-wee. So also in the chat is Bunny saying good morning all, Racer Brown saying morning all, and Bunting saying morning. Oh my lord, wow, that was hectic mad, and I didn't pause it in time. I didn't quite see their positions. I don't even know what the random number is. Let's get this starting to be loaded up, and we'll check out the random number, but I don't even know the grid. Oh my lord, that was crazy. That was so cray. What was going on? Right, I'm on the random draw, clicked on it, here we go. I love this time of day when I get to see the wheel. Ooh, 5. What's that? Whiskey in the water or something? Whiskey in a jar. It's got a tune on it. Oh, it's going to bug me now. There you go. Guesty got, yeah, because he finished in 5th. Liam Anfield, IR Graham, Kale, Lil's GP, Noxie, and et al. Look, we'll work it out. I'll tell you, yeah. Guesty finished in 5th, so he is on pole. Liam Anfield finished 4th, so he's 2nd. IR Graham 3rd, so he is 3rd. Kale finished in 2nd, so he's 4th. Lil's GP 1, so he's now 5th, because the grid's reversed from 5th place. Noxie finished in 6th. Gasman finished in 7th. Matt Psycho finished in 8th. Oh, poor Homesick. He got shuffled right to the back in that first race. I can't watch all of it. It's crazy, I know. But they were battling up the front, they were battling at the back. What can you do? So Guesty leads them away in a rolling start in the Group 3 cars. He's on the racing softs, as is Liam Anfield and his teammate IR Graham. Have all opted for the racing softs in this first stint of the 40-minute race we're about to have. Kale there in his Chevy, he's getting wobbly. He's also on the racing softs with Lil GP, has opted for the super softs. He wants to make it through the crowd. And Noxie there in 6th, also on those super softs. Gasman's gone for softs. Racer Brown has gone for softs. Matt Psycho also on the softs and super softs there for the Alien. All 3 compounds, the super softs, softs and mediums, are available to our sim drivers or racers, but they have to use at least 2 of those compounds. Guesty then still leading from Liam Anfield and IR Graham. Kale trying to defend from Lil's GP. Lil's GP on those super soft tyres, so his pace will be absolutely blistering. And Noxie, I guess, will be trying to follow him through the crowd. Kale all up onto the curbs, looking very unbalanced, and Lil GP will be making haste pretty soon. Liam Anfield's got past Guesty. I apologise. Let me just flip that back. 20 seconds ago. We're looking at now, and Guesty's got a nice lead out. Oh, Guesty a bit sideways in Dunlop, and that gives Liam Anfield an opportunity to pull closer to him through Michael Schumacher. S. As they head up towards Michelin. Oh, they've already done it. I was looking at my map rather than the thing. So there you go, Liam Anfield is leading from Guesty. IR Graham in third. Kale just ahead of Lil GP with Noxie. Then there's a bit of a gap from Gazman to Racer Brown, Matt Psycho, and the Alien there. We know he goes very, that Merc can carry a lot of fuel into the race. So I expect Homesick Alien playing the long game today. And Liam Anfield, he'll be trying to sprint away now, but we do know the Alphas, they do like to one-stop those Alphas. Do Liam Anfield and IR Graham. Whereas the Beamers, they prefer to two-stop. It'll be an interesting strategy they'll be playing. Kale in his Chevy. We haven't seen him for a few rounds or so. Oh, he's gone for a move. He's gone for a move on the Alpha, but oh my lords. Got it a little bit wrong, and it looks like Little's GP is going to come and get ahead, and Little's GP does get ahead of Kale. After Kale looking like he was making a move on IR Graham, got a little bit late on the brakes, out wide. And now he's got his mirrors full of Noxie. Noxie coming through. So Liam Anfield ahead of Guesty. Guesty, that small slide we saw him make cost him the lead. But he's got back on the pace again of the leaders. IR Graham there, just behind the Aston Martin, with Little's GP now up into fourth. You know, the Chevy kicking up some sand in the background in fifth, with Noxie there in sixth, his teammate Gazman seventh, Racer Brown back in eighth, Matt Psycho in ninth in his BMW, and the Mercedes of Homesick Alien in 10th spot. The Aston Martin, we know, is very fast in a straight line, but the Alfa Romeo does hug those corners rather nicely, and it's a good blend of corners and straights here at the Nürburgring. So both cars shine through in different parts of the track. Liam Anfield though at the moment leading, the reigning champion, the one with one on the side of his car. I guess he's the outgoing champion. He's only going to be champion for 2 more rounds, this round and the next. And we guess a Little's GP will then be our reigning GTMC champion. Guesty on a push. In the chat we've got IRG, best sprint race ever. That was awesome, man. So Liam Anfield, he's now got to worry because the Aston Martin of Guesty starting to find its feet, starting to find its pace. Liam Anfield, he's off the road. Guesty will be liking that. Guesty, he'll be shaking him up. You can feel the pressure cracking on Liam Anfield, the reigning champion, off the road again, sideways. Guesty then moving up forward ahead of Liam Anfield and sharing a bit of paint. At the same time, IR Graham are ready to leap on his teammates. And his teammate, he might let him pass because he doesn't want to cost him. IR Graham on a shuffle at the moment. And there is Little's GP still in fourth. Might be doing some fuel saving at this point while he's sat behind traffic. And the Corvette of Kale in fifth, with Noxie in sixth, Racer Brown seventh. Oh, Gazman's dropped down a position. So Gazman losing out to Racer Brown there in Racer Brown's Aston Martin. But we have seen those Aston Martins have come to life come the second lap. Now Guesty leading from Liam Anfield. Liam Anfield, he's got to keep that pace up because it's his teammate he's got behind him, and his teammate has got the championship leader sat behind him. Oh, Liam Anfield kicking out a load of dust there. He's right on the rear six of Guesty. Guesty, he's going to have to go defensive as he goes into the chicane. He's staying tight to the left, where Liam Anfield having a look at the right hand side. Guesty gets out of the chicane quite nicely, so Liam Anfield tucks in behind, and he's got IR Graham right there with Little's GP, and the Corvette's making a move on the Beamer. The Corvette trying to get up inside, and there Kale getting that Corvette alongside Little's GP as they go down the straight, but Little's GP has got the toe of IR Graham, just about, possibly, maybe not. And there Kale goes deeper on the brakes in his Chevy, and he's got himself back ahead. No, he hasn't. Little's GP then, no, it's going to be tight. He's there up the inside. Lils GP still trying to get that place back. Lils GP's off the track. Kale's got the inside line into this corner. Kale in his Chevy, but then Lils GP, oh, there you go. But Kale's lost the front end of that car, and Lil GP's coming back at him in the BMW. It's a battle for 4th and 5th. It's crazy fighting, and meanwhile Noxie's there saying, you guys, you're in my way, because I've got Racer Brown just behind me. Oh my lord, Kale's had a huge one. The Chevy off the track, it flew over the curbs, and there he goes down into 10th spot after such a cracking battle for the lap. Guesty back into the lead. Liam Anfield there is in second with IR Graham in 3rd spot. Noxie is ahead. No, Noxie up into 4th. Racer Brown in 5th. Oh no, Racer Brown moving up into 4th position. He was pretty much at the back, and now he's in 4th place ahead of Noxie on those super soft tyres, with Gazman in 6th. Matt Psycho up into 7th. Home Scalian into 8th. And Lils GP. Why is Lils GP right down? We didn't see that. Did Kale take him out as well? Possibly. Oh no, it looks like he's just... Oh, Lil GP, we got a nudge. But maybe it was Lil GP that sent Kale out there. Oh, that might... So he might be waiting. Oh, yeah. There you go. There you go. Lil GP accidentally taking Kale into the shadow realm, and now pulling off the racing line, waiting for Kale to rejoin. Oh, poor Lils GP. Now this race is anyone's. Guesty then in 1st with Liam Anfield ahead of his teammate IR Graham. Is he going to be? Is he being held up? Liam, we want you to let Graham past. We want to see what his pace is like. We want to see what his pace is like. Do you read, Liam? There you go. Fantastic. IR Graham then taking 2nd spot from Liam Anfield. What a cracking pair of teammates them two have turned out to be. So Guesty leading the way. IR Graham, after being released by his teammate. But now IR Graham's got to pull away from Liam Anfield, or Liam Anfield will be saying, now you're holding me up, dudes. So Racer Brown in 4th, Noxie there in 5th place on those super soft tyres. Did a 56.6 his last time around. He looks like he's coming back at the Aston Martin. Matt Psycho up into 6th in that BMW, pretty much all on his own there. He's got Home Alien a little bit behind. Gazman in 8th. He's getting overtaken now by Lils GP, whilst Kale is trying to get himself back into the swing of this race. And Guesty leading. We're nearly 8 minutes into this 40-minute race. Oh no, Guesty's losing the back end. IR Graham doesn't need much more than that. And he is all over the Aston Martin now, is IR Graham, with IR Guesty losing the back end of that Aston Martin very slightly. Liam Anfield made the right choice, let his teammate pass, because now his teammate is going to harass and harangue Guesty, and maybe into more small mistakes, more slides, and that will give Liam Anfield the opportunity as well to rock up to the back of these two. And Racer Brown, Guesty's teammate, he can get involved, he can help out. If he starts biting the back of those biting the back of the Alfa Romeos, then they might have to start being a bit defensive, giving Guesty a bit of breathing space. Guesty already down to half a tank of fuel. We're not quite at 10 minutes, so not likely to make halfway. Whereas you can see IR Graham, it's just over half a tank. You want to get to about 10 minutes with half a tank of fuel to know that you can make it halfway into the race. Liam Anfield using up a bit more fuel than IR Graham. The top three, nothing in it between the two of them. Top three, nothing in it between the two of them. What was that? Guesty leading from IR Graham and Liam Anfield in 3rd. Racer Brown catching these guys up. He's got the fastest lap of the race with a 55.529. So he could be upon these guys anytime soon. Liam Anfield, he's not that far behind his teammate. Guesty though, he's under threat from that Alpha. Looming large. Oh, Guesty's gone out wide, giving IR Graham the opportunity. The corners seem to be the Aston Martin's Achilles heel here. On a straight line, it's lovely, but when he gets to them corners, just doesn't want to get into them. But at the moment, Guesty doing a stand-up job, leading this race. And I.R. Graham, all he can do is look at the back of that Aston Martin, and Liam Anfield in third. Racer Brown catching these guys up in fourth. Noxie in fifth place. And he's just there in touching distance of Racer Brown. Matt Psycho in sixth. A little bit further back from these guys. You can see them. They're there. They're all in view. Homesick Alien now being harassed by a Little's GP. Little's GP getting the fastest lap so far with a 55.367. We're into 11 minutes into this race, and there goes Little's GP, the move on the Mercedes. The two German manufacturers up against each other, and BMW just edging ahead of Homesick Alien there in 8th spot. Gasman in 9th in the Lexus, and Kale, he's not quite getting, he did a 213s when he got knocked off the road. So Kale trying to get back into the swing of this race. And Guesty is really under threat from I.R. Graham now. I.R. Graham is right on the tail of that Aston Martin and ready to do some maximum damage coming up here, or the first corner. Which will it be for I.R. Graham? He's going to grab a toe down the start straight and make it all happen by turn one. Here he goes, poised on the bumper, but look at the Aston Martin pulling away. The Aston Martin definitely got some straight line speed on the Alfa Romeo. And all I.R. Graham can do is hope the extra... Oh no, Racer Brown has got himself ahead of Liam Anfield. I do apologise. Let me just see when that happened. Oh, it's when we was watching them. Racer Brown grabbing the toe of the Alpha, coming up through past Liam Anfield and taking third spot. So now it's Aston Martin v Alfa Romeo v Aston Martin v Alfa Romeo. Cracking stuff. Not one German marquee at the top four. Noxie then in fifth. And there you go, your top German car, BMW, in sixth with Matt Psycho. Little's GP, his teammate, just behind him in seventh. Homesick Alien in eighth, ahead of Gasman in ninth, and Kale there in 10th spot. But this is the battle, the top four. And Racer Brown on a push at the moment, trying to help his teammate out, Guesty, who's leading the race. And I.R. Graham looking absolutely racy, looking for a way past. It's coming down to the late braking, might do it, but no, he's got to deal with Racer Brown. Racer Brown now all over the back of I.R. Graham, and you can see already I.R. Graham dropping the back from Guesty as he has to defend from the other Aston Martin. And Racer Brown giving I.R. Graham something to think about. He's pulled out, he's gone for a move, early on. They're side by side going through the corner, but I.R. Graham stays in the lead. But there goes Liam Anfield. Liam Anfield up the inside of Racer Brown. Racer Brown making the move, but he had to just rearrange himself, losing a bit of time, giving Liam Anfield the momentum there. And meanwhile I.R. Graham's just about to make the move on the other Aston Martin, but he just doesn't have the grunt in a straight line for it. No, I.R. Graham there right on the back of the Aston Martin though. Liam Anfield, he's right on the back of I.R. Graham. Oh, it looks like I.R. Graham's really suddenly... Oh, Guesty and Racer Brown into the pits, 13 minutes into the race. I.R. Graham carrying on with Liam Anfield right up behind him. Noxie carrying on those super softs also. And that's Psycho in fourth. Homesick Alien also carrying on. Gasman looks like he's carrying on, but Racer Brown, Guesty, Kale all going in for 2 stops. It looks like Little GP has pitted already. No, Little GP's lost more time for some reason. A 2:09 on his last time around. So Little GP not having his best race. I.R. Graham leading from his teammate. Great publicity shots there for the Alfa Romeo team. If we can get a nice long shot, maybe. So Alfa Romeo 1 and 2. Look like they're going to go for one stops, the pair of them. Graham towing Liam Anfield along to help him with fuel. Noxie there in third. He's not a million miles behind these guys. His fuel is a little bit lower than them though. Can it make it? Matt Psycho on a push here. He's got good fuel, good tyres. He's trying to catch Noxie up, as Noxie's probably starting to feel those super softs go away from him. A 57.8 last time around for Noxie. Matt Psycho a 57.1, so he is a lot quicker than Noxie at this point in the race. Homescalian in 5th, Gazman 6th. None of these guys pitted. Lils GP, we don't know how he had a bad lap on lap 7. Guesty pitting, putting the super softs on. 3/4 of a tank of fuel. He's out ahead of Racer Brown just about, and Kale also pitting. So these definitely two-stop him, their intention is. And there we go, Noxie's gone in as well. Noxie also two-stop in. And he should come out just behind the 2 Aston Martins, I'd imagine, and ahead of Kale. Graham 57.0 last time around for him, and Liam Anfield at 57.1. These guys on a very similar pace to each other. Someone must have pitted because Racer Brown, oh yeah, it's Noxie. The 2 Aston Martins getting ahead, I said, of Noxie. There he goes, just been released, coming out of the pit lane now. Kale as at the beginning of the start straight. So it's 16.5 minutes into this 40-minute race. The 2 Alfa Romeos seem to be going for a one-stop strategy. Everything is under control so far for IRG and Liam Anfield. Matt Psycho, the lead BMW in this race, or the lead German marquee, is in third. Going for a one-stop, but his tyres starting to look a little bit worn. Homescalian. Oh, those tyres are really done. He opts to go for the super softs at the beginning. And his tyres look like they've had it. They've got to last another 3 or so minutes. Gazman, his tyres also looking pretty worn as they go deep into this race. A 58.9 from Gazman last time around. Homescalian a 59.2. So Gazman is somewhat quicker, 0.3 quicker than the Alien at the moment. Lil GP a 57.4 from him, but his tyres are pretty mullered. And Guesty, it was an out lap, but he's going faster than his original fastest lap. Racer Brown very close behind Guesty. They might have to let him past as well. He's right on the tail now of his teammate. It's like 2x2 today. Noah's Ark out there at Nürburgring. Got 2 Alfa Romeos racing line astern and 2 Aston Martins. It's beautiful to see. There they come down the straight, the 2 British marquees. Guesty ahead of a Racer Brown, 7th and 8th, but they're on a different strategy to the cars around them. It'll be interesting to see where they shake out. They're catching up Gazman though. Gazman with a 58.7. He's catching up the Alien, and these guys are catching them up with Guesty doing a 55.9 his last time around. And Racer Brown getting the fastest lap of the race with a 55.040. Guesty, you're going to have to let him pass, mate. He's on an absolute flyer. He needs to do some qualifying laps to get ahead of those one-stoppers. So IR Graham then. We're coming up to 19 minutes in this race. 1 minute away from the halfway mark. IR Graham has pulled a little bit away from his teammate, Liam Anfield. Matt Psycho in third spot, a 57.6 from Matt Psycho last time around. Liam Anfield managing a 57.9, and IR Graham doing a 57.2 in his Alfa Romeo. Homescalian 2 minute dead for the Mercedes, pretty much like its tyres, dead. fifth for Gasman. Gasman's fuel is flashing, but they can pit at the end of this lap. That will be roughly halfway. Lil's GP just ahead of a Racer. Racer Brown's got himself ahead of Guesty. Guesty then down into 8th. Racer Brown up into 7th. And there goes Lil's GP. He's opted to come into the pits, as have Gasman. The Alien staying out there. Wow. How can he live with those tyres? But IR Graham also staying out there. Well, IR Graham's still got plenty of fuel left. IR Graham going really deep into this race. He'll have lovely fresh tyres by the end. But IR Graham are leading the race. He's between the Alphas and the Astons, and they're all on different strategies. Liam Anfield also staying out there. Matt Psycho managing to stay out there as well, past the 20-minute mark. So cracking stuff there, as well as Homesick Alien. But Homesick Alien, he's in the 2-minute range. Where Racer Brown is doing 1:55s. He's 5 seconds faster than the Alien. At this point in the race, he's going to be all over him. He's going to be all over him in a matter of corners. Racer Brown bringing his teammate along. 56.9 for Guesty the last time around. Noxie out the pits in 7th ahead of Kale. Gasman behind Kale. Gasman's come out behind Kale, so Kale's made up a position with his 2-stop strategy. Gasman, can he go all the way to the end? He's topped right up. He's put the super softs on, well, Lil GP has put the softs on, and he's topped right up. Graham then, is he going to come into the pits this time around, or try and make that car go around another time? There he goes, he's heading in, as is his teammate, and as is the lead BMW in this race. Matt Psycho, Homesick Alien. His fuel's flashing, so we assume he's going to come in. We'll see the Aston Martins retake the lead, but don't forget the Aston Martins will have to pit again. And the Alien looks like he's going round for another tour. My word, he likes to get every little ounce of that fuel out. And with the Aston Martins, I said Racer Brown would catch him up before the end of the lap, but he hasn't. He most certainly hasn't, but he's flying towards him at great velocity. And the Alien has got no rubber to grip as he breaks into these corners. And all the one-stoppers in the pits. Kale is on the start straight, but IR Graham's out. IR Graham out of the pits ahead of Liam Anfield. Kale up into 7th ahead of Matt Psycho in 8th. Gasman 9th. Lil GP there in 10th, but he's catching Gasman now. He's getting blue flags. Is the Alien really that close? I can't see it. No. I don't know why Lil GP be getting blue flags. But the Alien now, he's under pressure from Racer Brown. Racer Brown getting through. Is he getting through? He should do on his fresh super soft tyres. So Racer Brown now reads it. Well, he takes the lead. I don't think he's led so far today. So Racer Brown takes the lead from Homesick Alien in 2nd. Guesty in 3rd spot. The Alien surely is going to come into the pits at the end of this lap. They've got a way to go. Can his fuel last? He's down to vapours. And there goes Guesty up into 2nd. The 2 stoppers, though, they can't hang around. They've got to get some fast laps in and build up a nice big buffer ahead of those one-stopper guys. This, I think, we'll see the Alien coming in. Well, we will, but not quite yet. There's Noxie in 4th. Poised to get up into 3rd spot. IR Graham, he's on that one stop, so when those guys ahead of him pit, he will get the positions back. And there goes the Alien, tucking into the pits. So Noxie moving up into 3rd place. Not quite yet, though. There he goes. IR Graham. Just completing his out lap ahead of Liam Anfield. Liam Anfield, he's got Kale quite close. They're all getting blue flags. God knows why. Matt Psycho in 7th. Alien down into 8th so far. Gasman in 9th with Lil GP in 10th spot. So Racer Brown are leading the way. We're 24 2.5 minutes into this race, and no one knows who's going to win. No one knows. You seem to be losing. Oof, it looks like you lose about 36 seconds a pit stop, but then you gain 2 seconds back, so 34 seconds in a pit stop here. Racer Brown and IR Graham, the one stopper. I don't know. I don't think Racer Brown. I think IR Graham is going to easily retake the lead of this race when the two Aston Martins pit. But how can he make his tyres last? Because you will have the two Aston Martins on fresh rubber coming back at the two Alfa Romeos. It's a very interesting race, how these strategies will play out. Kale then, he's done a great job from the back. He's got to pit again, don't forget. He's out there kicking up some sand. Matt Psycho in 7th place. He's on a push, he's a one-stopper, hoping to gain some places from the two stoppers ahead. Kale being one of those. Noxie being another one. Noxie up into 3rd place though. He's having an absolute corker of a race at the moment. So Racer Brown leading from Guesty in 2nd place. Guesty's fuel getting quite low, as is Racer Brown, so we'll see these two coming in very soon. Noxie, he's out wide in that first corner, in 3rd, 57.0 last time around for him, but he's got some fuel. I think he's going to pit late into the race. IR Graham not too far behind Noxie now. Yeah, he's got Noxie in view. The 56.1 is the last time around. Liam Anfield doing a 55.9, so Liam Anfield on a push at the moment, but he, as he should, because he's got Kale rocking up to the back of him in his Chevy. He's bringing his Chevy to the party. So Liam Anfield having to get a move on, but doesn't want to burn the fuel, doesn't want to rag it really, and he's got Matt Psycho there as well as a reminder. Gasman in 8th ahead of Little's GP. Little's GP ahead of Homesick Alien. His one stop putting him to the back of the pack. He'll be hoping it comes back to him when the two stoppers stop again. Racer Brown is on fumes now, as is Guesty. Noxie still got a bit of fuel to play with. IR Graham slowly catching up the Lexus. Liam Anfield sitting in 5th, trying to stay ahead of Kale. Kale needing to pit soon in the next few laps. Oh, he loves going out there wide, giving Matt Psycho an opportunity to catch up with that Corvette. Racer Brown's into the pits, as is Guesty. Noxie continuing on, I assume. He's not quite there yet. Yeah, Noxie has now taken the lead. There goes Kale into the pits also. So Noxie is your leader. There he goes, Noxie leading on lap 15. 28 minutes into this 40-minute race, and he's doing an absolute blinding job. He's celebrating with a little bit of snaking as IR Graham pulls ever closer to the leader of this race, with Liam Anfield out there in 3rd, Matt Psycho 4th. Where are they going to come out? Racer Brown's come out in 5th, Guesty's come out in 6th ahead of Gasman and Little's GP, but they're both in fighting distance of those Aston Martins, but the Aston Martins are on fresher rubber. Homesick Alien is ahead of Kale now after Kale's 2nd pit stop. So the Alien making one place up from the two stoppers so far, but it's a long race to go. Noxie then still leading from IR Graham, and Liam Anfield there in 3rd. This is really going to help their manufacturers. It really is, the Alfa Romeos. IR Graham, a 55.718 last time around from him, and Noxie's off the road. Noxie's off the road, a 56.5 from Noxie, and IR Graham, he's getting closer and closer, putting the pressure on that Lexus driver. in his Alfa Romeo. He's gone for a move. He's going for the move. I think Noxie knows he's not racing IR Graham today and doesn't want to lose too much time. So didn't put up too much of a fight. Noxie on a 2-stop. Whereas now IR Graham has done his stops. He's on his way to try and get the win. And at the moment it's looking good, because Racer Brown down in 5th, Guesty back in 6th, and they've got to drive past Matt Psycho in 4th. His tyres will get old before the end of the race, but we've only got 10 minutes of racing left. Liam Anfield, whose tyres are still looking absolutely fresh. Noxie, we believe, is going to come in, and IR Graham. So yeah, the Aston Martins, it's a big ask as they go into the first corner. And IR Graham is on the other side of the track by now. IR Graham a 56.2 last time around for him. Noxie doing a 59.0. We saw him making a bit of a mistake though, where he's snaking. Liam Anfield a 56.0. Matt Psycho doing a 55.9 in his BMW. Racer Brown, it was an out lap, so it doesn't count. This is the lap we're looking for. He's got the fastest lap so far in the race, and that's what the lap times he's going to have to be doing, sub 55s, to catch up with the guys ahead of him. A Guesty there in a 6th place, 53.1. IR Graham 56.2. Noxie, he'll be coming in the pits in the next lap or two. We've only got 8.5 minutes left of racing here for GTMC Season 4 Round 9 at the Virtual Racers Club here at Nürburgring GP. And we've had a cracking race. The sprint race was absolutely mental. And now there you go, Noxie is going into the pits to replenish his fuel and change his tyres, and we'll see where he ends up, with IR Graham then retaking the lead of the race, with Liam Anfield in 2nd, Matt Psycho in 3rd. It's looking very strong for the one-stoppers here at the Nürburgring. It's leaning that way, with only 8 minutes left of racing, and the top 3 are all the one-stoppers. Racer Brown moving up into 4th, with Guesty now moving up into 5th, with Noxie in the pit stops, just changing his tyres. He's still got to fuel up. Will the Alien gain another spot? He's just coming around the last corner onto the start straight, and it looks like he's going to get ahead. No, Noxie's just coming out the pit lane in 7th. And the Alien there, he's still on the straight. So yeah, Noxie easy up into 7th, just behind his teammate Gazman, who's already burning through his tyres. And Noxie on a lovely fresh set of racing softs. IR Graham leading a 156.495 last time around for IR Graham on lap 16. They're on lap 17 now. We're just coming up to 7 minutes left of racing. Liam Anfield in 2nd place, with Matt Psycho. And the one-stoppers, it's got to say, that was the strategy today. 56.1 from Matt Psycho. Racer Brown, a 55.5. He is faster, but the gap between him and the one-stoppers is phenomenal. A 55.5 also from Guesty. Gazman's managing a 57.7, and Noxie's going to be absolutely flying. So Gazman will have to be watching his 6ers as his teammate comes rocking up. Homesick Alien then a little bit further down the road, and the Chevy has caught him up on those absolutely fresh super softs and half a tank of fuel. And Homesick Alien on the softs, and he's used them up a little bit. And there goes Kale around the outside of the Mercedes to grab himself. Oh, have we lost Lil GPs? It looks like we've lost Lil GP along the way. And so Homesick Alien up into 9th, Kale in 8th. IR Graham leading from Liam Anfield, and Matt Psycho sitting in that final podium position. I don't know what this will mean for BMW. with little GP DNF in the manufacturer's table. I can't remember the distance between them, but it might make it very juicy. It's probably miles apart. No, 17 points. BMW 377 points, Alfa Romeo 360 points. And this is really going to help Lexus against Mercedes as well. Mercedes on 245 points and Lexus on 232 points. So I think we're going to be seeing some drastic movement in the table. Alfa Romeo might even take the manufacturer's table lead. So IR Graham and Liam Anfield sitting in first and second, whilst Matt Psycho there in third spot in the Skyjacker. It's only top finishing cars points for menu table, but right, so yes, IR Graham gets the points for Alpha and Matt Psycho gets the points for Beamer. Oh, I was getting all edged up then. I was getting all like, oh yeah. So IR Graham leading from Liam Anfield. Yeah, it's definitely the one-stops day, isn't it? The two stoppers. He's getting purples. He's Racer Brown. As he comes around, he's in the 55s. A 54.7. Phenomenal pace there from Racer Brown as he crosses the line to start lap 19. We're only 4 minutes left of this race. A 54.7. Oh no, sorry, I thought that was Guesty. A 55.7 from Guesty. So they're doing the right pace, but it's just, I don't know. Those Alphas were untouchable today, and the Beamer in Matt Psycho's hands done an absolutely cracking job. A 56.6 last time around. Those super softs on that Beamer do look a little bit scrubbed up, and Racer Brown is getting purples, but it's oh, maybe it's not that much of a distance. Maybe we will have a big finale here. Skyjacker's saying, so that's how Jam set it up because of two lobbies and some manufacturers split across them. I see. So IR Graham and Liam Anfield and Matt Psycho. Matt Psycho might be in a bit of trouble here. I'm not sure, but Racer Brown absolutely flying. Does look like that whole straight between them, but Racer Brown is nearly 2 seconds faster than Matt Psycho at the moment out there. Matt Psycho's tyres looking a little pinched red. And Racer Brown and Guesty have got lovely freshens on. Racer Brown's watching. He knows what's happened. But IR Graham, this looks like this has got to be his win. It's got his stamp on it already. Liam Anfield would like a piece of that action though. With Matt Psycho in thirds. That helps his battle with Racer Brown. Or does it? Because I think them two are even Stevens in the table. Was it something like 137 points, 237 points? So Racer Brown doing all he can to catch up. Matt Psycho only 2 more minutes though. It's only this lap and the next lap. That's all Racer Brown's got. And Matt Psycho's last lap, a 156.934. Racer Brown's at 55.8. He is a lot faster than the BMW. Guesty also there in 5th place with Noxie in 6th. Still, Kale's got himself ahead of Gazman. Kale in an absolute push at the moment. Kale up into 7th, Gazman down into 8th, the Alien down into a 9th spot. And that's the battle between Matt Psycho and Racer Brown, but they're running out of laps and time for anything to do. So yeah, one stop, we have to say, was the way to go today. The Alpha boys did an absolutely phenomenal job. So did Matt Psycho. Matt Psycho quite far down the fields, early doors, and he's come through after the pit stops, and it looks like he's going to grab that final podium position from the Aston Martins that looked absolutely on fire early doors in this race. But it looks like the 2-stop just asked a little bit too much today. And Guesty in 5th. He had a phenomenal race as Guesty led for a good portion at the beginning. Let his teammate go. because he knew his teammate was faster. He's done all the right moves. Racer Brown confirming in the chat, one stop was too strong. And there we see IR Graham. His fuel's low, but 15 seconds left of the race. Liam Anfield chasing him down. There goes Matt Psycho to complete his lap, to start his final lap. Racer Brown still pushing, but he did a 56.8 that last time around. Matt Psycho a 56.8 also. So maybe Racer Brown losing the best of those tyres. Guesty. And here we go, the first of the finishers. Noxie cracking 6th place. In 7th is Kale. What a comeback. Gazman in 8th place in the Lexus, and the Alien bringing the Merc home in 9th on home soil. So IR Graham carrying on in that lead position ahead of Liam Anfield's. He's got to hand that position back, ain't you, IR Graham? Did Liam Anfield give you one earlier in the race? You going to hand it back on the final lap? Skyjacker also in the chat saying, been like that since last update. What, the one stops? Yeah, but I remember early on Liam Anfield tried the one stop and he had to fuel save too much, and the Beamers caught him up near the end. I thought the Beamers were alright on those 2 stops, like Little GP and stuff. Racer Brown and Guesty. Ooh, Guesty. Well, it doesn't matter if Guesty has an off, does he? There's no one going to catch him up. So IR Graham bringing around this final lap to get himself the win. And he's had how many wins so far this season for IR Graham so far? 1, 2, 3. So this one will make it win number 4. What's that? Puts him on par with... Oh, who's won? Oh, Liam Anfield's won 3. Oh, and IR Graham's won 3. So he's... Oh, no. Sorry, IR Graham's won 4. This is number 5. That was number 5 for IR Graham. Oh, yeah. God. Liam Anfield in 2nd. And there's Matt Psycho taking the final podium position. Racer Brown. Gallant effort there in the end. But, like, the 2-stop just wasn't up to the 1-stop today. I'll have to grab the results of the sprint race later on, as I missed this little bit. There he is. The man. He takes his 5th win of the season, does IR Graham. And that'll do wonders for his championship. What was he, in 3rd or 4th or something like that? I can't remember now. Liam Anfield rounding out a Alfa Romeo 1-2. So great stuff from the Alfa Marquis. That's beautiful. Liam Anfield, there I go, I found him now. Matt Psycho grabbing a podium. Take a boo, my son. I don't think I said that for the sprint race. I don't know who got 3rd. I apologise, whoever it was. Take a boo, my son, whoever you were. 3rd place for Matt Psycho, cracking stuff. 4th for the Aston Martin of Racer Brown. So 4th there. Still, that win eludes him this season. Plenty of 3rds and 2nds, but just can't quite get on the top spot in that Aston Martin. There is Guesty. Cracking race from Guesty. Led early doors. Did everything right in that race, I think. Just, it's the 2-stop, did you? 6th place for Noxie. Noxie having a very strong race as well. Cracking stuff from Noxie. Getting 6th for Lexus. Ahead of Kale in 7th. And Kale coming together with Little GP earlier on. So having a cracking comeback to get that Chevy back up into 7th. Ahead of the Lexus in 8th of Gazman. And 9th place went to the Mercedes of Homesick Alien. And that was a cracking pair of races, and we've only got one more round left. And I believe that is at Dragon's Trail. So we will see the chicane of death. And who can survive next week's final round. Oh, the chat's gone off a little bit. Hang on, let's have a look. Skyjacker saying be like that for since last update. Ace Brown says, I know it okay, but not great for toe-to-toe racing. Skyjack says, start of season was flip a coin for best start. Yeah, RB agree. Skyjack also, results are in the channel, in admin area of... Oh, yeah, I remember people posting now. Cheers, Skyjacker. Ace Brown saying, on to Dragon's Trail Seaside, hopefully good for Astins. And Race Brown also says, congratulations to IRG, the gangster. There he goes. Let's have a look at him. Magnificent in all his glory. He always looks better when he wins. His cars always look a little shinier after he's had a win. So IR Graham, he's had ups and downs this season with his internet, but he's finishing the season strong. And keep an eye out for Lobby 2. I will try and get on that whenever I can, as soon as possible. Sorry, I'm just flicking through my iPad. So yes, Lobby 2 will be coming soon to YouTube near you. Also, the VGT will be on the YouTube channel in a replay format at some point. And then Friday night we have got the big one, the 2.5 hour Fuji endurance race. See a lot of our champions. There's a lot of champions in that one. See them duke it out for the supremacy in the rising sun next to the mountain. Saturday we carry on with our Group 4 World Series, I think it's called. Give me a chance, guys. I'll get there. Smooth. That's what you can always gamble on. World Series. Yeah, you can always put your money on that. This is going to be a smooth ending. And then Sunday night we've got the Sunday Cup with the BMW M3s. Sports Evolution 89 around Nürburgring. Going to see a lot of Nürburgring this week. We're celebrating all that is German in here at the Virtual Racers Club. So after I get off this, I want to go and check out some German videos. Thank you for watching. I was your commentator and broadcast Pat McGroin, I guess, whilst watching German videos. Thank you very much for watching. I'll see you soon. Bye.